So I'm doing this a different way today. This video is about how much does it cost me as an individual to live in Spain per year. Now, I would normally do something like this in the office, but I thought, nah, I had to come out anyway. So I've come to Mariah. I'm sat here in the marina, and you're looking at the boats, and you're looking at me and listening to me. And I thought that would be a different way to do this, and I thought it'd be a nicer way of doing it as well. So this is what it's about. It's about how much it costs me to live here in Spain, and you have to bear in mind that these figures are not 100%, of course not, unless you went through every bill for a year bit by bit. That would be the only way to do it, and there's always things that you'd forget. So it's not a precise, but it gives you an idea of what it does cost. So that's the main thing, I think. And starting off the costs, these are the monthly costs for me. Starting off the costs, which is the biggest one for me, is my rent. I don't own a property, I only rent a property. So I have a 2-bedroom apartment, and that costs me 425 a month. And it's an unfurnished apartment, which I prefer, because when I came here I had lots of my own furniture and I quite like it, so I didn't want to just throw it away or give it away, because no one wants second-hand furniture particularly. So I thought it was better, just to get an unfurnished apartment and do it that way. So that's exactly what I've done. So that's the biggest outgoing for me. Electricity costs for me quite low, really. Since all the business, with Russia and everything else, and I know that in England electricity prices are mammoth, but for me here they've hardly gone up at all. My average electricity cost per month, because that's when it gets paid monthly, is only 46 euros a month. So that's not mega expensive, and I've got hot and cold air conditioning. So I really don't think that's a particular lot of money for me anyway. Wi-Fi is more expensive, so my Wi-Fi bill is inclusive of my mobile bill. So the two bills are in one, and that averages out at 63 euros per month. So that's quite a hefty bill, really. I know friends have got their Wi-Fi for half that cost, but I think, because I'm using my mobile in that cost, I don't think it's too bad. So that's what it costs anyway. Petrol, that varies, but I put an average of 80 euros a month on that, because if I'm out filming a lot, then I use a lot. If I'm not doing any filming, or places are pretty close to home, like this place is quite close to home, Mariah, so it doesn't really cost that much to get here. So 80 a month is not too bad. Groceries, food, that's quite an expensive one. I've averaged that out at about 180 a month. You have to realise I live on my own, so all these costs might differ if I had a lady living with me, but at the moment that's not the case, and it hasn't been the case for the last 5 years. So I can sort of pretty much average out the cost of my food pretty easily, really. But if you want to save money, then you can go to markets. You can buy all your fresh vegetables, all your fruit, all that sort of stuff at the market, and you would save money by definitely doing it that way. And some of the fruit and veg you see in some of these shops is not what I would call spectacular. Some of it is pretty naff. It's not good at all. And the next one on my list, number 6, is Amazon Prime. But that's pretty cheap, because I've sort of averaged that out over a year, because you only pay it once a year. But I put it on a monthly, on the monthly part of this, for my sake, and that works out to only 4 euros a month. So it's not bad, and all your deliveries are free on Amazon Prime. Plus you get the TV, which I obviously watch on my TV. And talking about TV, I've actually got IPTV, and that costs me 12 euros a month. But for that 12 euros a month, you can watch anything you want, any country in the world, including England or you know, Holland, Germany, France, there's everything is on there. So, you know, that I think that's actually for €12 a month, that's pretty cheap. I think if people pay out for Sky, they know how much Sky costs them. It's an absolute fortune. Number 8 on my list is eating out, going out to eat. I'm not a big going out to eat person because mainly it'll be on my own, and there's no fun in going out on your own, I don't think. So, you know, I think I tend to eat when I go out filming. You know, like today, I'm more likely to grab something. This is Saturday, the 29th of April. I'm talking to you now. So this is quite new, this video. This is going to come out on Wednesday, which is the 3rd. So yeah, so this is quite an up-to-date video for me, because usually I do several in advance, which I already have done. There's quite a few in the system already, but this one, as I say, I'm going to push out on Wednesday coming, because I've had a lot of people asking me about this subject. So I thought, well, you know, if people are asking, there's obviously there's interest in doing that. All these figures, you know, are plus or minus. Of course they are, you know, because you just don't know what's going to happen. You know, I might not have come to Marara today. I might not have eaten anything. So, you know, I could be indoors having a sandwich. So, you know, everything is different. But it's just an average for people to know the sort of values, you know, and that's what I'm doing it for, really. We're going to go on to the annual costs. Oh, the total for that, let's go back, that works out to €870 per month. Now, the people that live here, like myself, who are on a pension, that, you know, or if you're bringing money over, obviously it would differ a lot, because the exchange rate between the pound and the euro, I mean, at the moment, it's absolute pants. It's really bad. It's been 112, 113, back to 12, back to 13. It really hasn't, you know, done much at all. So it's rubbish, absolute rubbish. You know, gone are the days where it was 150 to the pound. I wish they'd come back. That would make life a lot easier. But the annual costs, and I'm going to start off with a big one, and that's the car insurance. Car insurance is €290 a year. I have a Ford C-Max. It's not an expensive car, but that's the cost of the insurance. And I've got maximum no claims bonus, because I've been here for 14 years. So, you know, I've got the sort of the top discount that you can get. Car tax is a joke, really, because they pay this through the SUMA, what they call the SUMA, and I only pay €17 a year. So, you know, it's a fantastic amount of money, €17, but it's a 1.1 engine, so it's a tiny engine, but it seems to go pretty fast when you want it to. So I think that's more, you know, more than enough. I've got contents insurance for my apartment, because, you know, you don't want to get robbed, or you don't want to have accidents, or, you know, maybe even a fire. You don't know what's going to happen. But it's €65 a month for that, which is, I don't think, sorry, €65 a year for that. So I don't think that's expensive. You know, if you average that over 12 months, you know, it's nothing. You have to pay an accountant unless you want to do it yourself, and I really wouldn't want to do it myself, because I've seen the forms, and one, they're all in Spanish, and two, I'd make a cock up of it. So for me, you know, it's down to an accountant. I've got a lovely lady that does my accounts in the Halon, and a little two-person business, and she does a fabulous job, and she's done it for 3 years now. She's been doing it, so that's pretty good. I do transfer money from England to Spain, and I use Wise for that, and their charges vary so much. I've not put anything down for them, but it's not a massive amount. It's not a massive amount, and they're a good company to use. They're very quick. I mean, literally, you go online, you put in the amount you want, you know, to transfer, then you go to your own bank account, transfer the money to Wise, and then within 1-2 minutes it's in your account in Spain. It's a fantastic system. I've never had a problem. I've been doing that with them for, you know, the last 14 years, you know, or whatever it is now. You know, it's a long time. ITV, or MOT as we call it in England, that's €58 per year. You know, touch wood, I've been pretty lucky. I've never had a problem with getting my car through. I've had my car for 5 years and it's always sailed through without any cost whatsoever. Car servicing, well, I'm being totally honest with you. I don't bother. I don't bother with the car service. I might every 2 years, maybe. I don't know. Maybe every 2 years, I spend 150 euros, maybe, possibly. Not guaranteed, because if the car's going fine, I won't touch it. I know nothing about cars anyway, and the modern cars are so tech, aren't they? They're not mechanics anymore. They just plug a laptop into the engine and find out what's wrong with it, if there is anything, and that's all they do. So, I'm never going to touch it. And I think a lot of people are like that. And on my list, the last one is banking. Now, if you do online banking here, there's a lot of banks that would do it for nothing. They will, as long as you've got a balance of say €1,000 in your account all the time, they won't charge you anything at all. So my banking is pretty much free. So that is all the variables for the annual costs. Not many. What's that? There's 8 of them. So, oh yeah, it's a few, I suppose. And that equates to €490 per annum. It's not a fortune if you divide that over the 12 months. So it doesn't really add up to a much more than your monthly charges. And as I said just now, none of these figures are precise. They're all guesstimated on bills and what you remember doing and stuff like that. So but you get an idea of what it's going to cost you. And don't forget, I'm on my own, so if you add another person to that, I don't think it's going to cost you much more. I don't think the electricity will cost you much more. The rent stays the same. The food will increase a little bit, but generally I don't think the cost will go up that much if there's 2 of you. That's just an insight of what it's costing me to live here each year. And of course, today, it's 28 degrees. I'm sat here in the sunshine looking at these beautiful boats. What more do you want? And it's costing, I would say, less to live here than it does in England for sure. And in many other countries, I'm sure it's the same, like Germany, Holland, France. I'm sure those countries are far more expensive to live in than what it is to live in Spain. We get this weather. We've had this weather for weeks. It's been a fantastic period all through April, and even March we had some really nice temperatures as well. So we've had a fantastic pre-summer period, and they're now talking about droughts, and they're talking about the reservoirs have dried up or nearly dried up. So I'm sure that we're going to have problems throughout the summer if this continues, because these temperatures we're having now, like today, yesterday it was 29. These temperatures are summer temperatures, really. They're sort of June temperatures. We're not even into May yet. So I think there will be issues later. But yeah, so that, if you've got any questions or you've got any good ideas to save money, I'm happy to listen to them. Put them down in the description box, and I'll certainly have a look at them. But I try to do my best to save money all the time. I'm not extravagant. My only hobby is this YouTube, and that's what I mainly do. I don't drink, I don't smoke, so I've got no costs in that direction whatsoever. Yeah, if you've enjoyed this video, or if you've watched any of my other videos, because there is 300 plus videos on my YouTube channel, and if you've seen any of those, or if you've enjoyed this one, please subscribe. It's free, doesn't cost you a penny, and ring that notification bell, so when there's a new video out, YouTube will inform you via email. They don't harass you with emails. All you get is one a week when I launch a new video, so it's not too bad at all. But yeah, so I hope you have a lovely day, have a lovely weekend, and a very nice bank holiday, because it's May Day Monday, of course. And I look forward to seeing you all very soon. Okay, thanks, bye, ciao.